Okay, see Lindelof videos multiplying mixed numbers. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do actually 4 examples. In the first example, I actually outline the steps. So you might want to pause the video for just a second, write the steps, and then we'll use those same steps on the other examples, right? Okay, so here we go. Says the first rule is the first step is that we're going to convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions, right? So we know we have a mixed number because we have a number in front of a fraction here, and we have another mixed number here, right? A number, and then it's right next to a fraction here, right? And we don't see any plus or minus in here, so this is truly a mixed number. And to convert this, hopefully you remember this, but what we do is we do the denominator times the number in front. So 3 times 1 is 3, then plus 2. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, isn't it? So I'm going to rewrite my fraction over here, 5 over 3, right? Again, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And we leave the denominator just the way we found it, right? And then we're going to multiply. Now we're going to have to convert our second number. And our second number is, again, a mixed number. So we're going to do 5 times 2, right? 5 times 2 plus 1. So 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. So we have 11. Leave the denominator the way you found it, right? Nothing changed down there. So here we have it. So that's step 1. Done. We converted our mixed numbers into improper fractions. Now we're going to multiply the fractions. And it looks just like this. Just remember how this works. When we multiply fractions, what we do is we multiply straight across, right? Somebody might say it's numerator times numerator over denominator times denominator. Where the most important point that we need to get is this. It's multiplying straight across, multiplying straight across. So 5 times 11 is 55, isn't it? So here's 55 over, we're going to multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15. So here we kind of have an answer. But we have our answer in the form of an improper fraction, and we need to simplify that. And when I say simplify, it means we need to turn it back into a mixed numeral, right? We have an improper fraction here. So how we're going to do that is with a little bit of division. We're going to try to figure out how many times does 15 go into 55 with a remainder that's not 15 or greater. So here we go. We're going to divide 55 by 15, right? So I am going to do a little bit of mental math, and 1 times 15 is 15. That's not big enough. 2 times 15 is 30. Still not big enough. 3 times 15 is 45, isn't it? And if I go bigger than that, I get to 60. So 3 here, right? I'm going to do just the way we've done multiplication before. 3 times 15 is 45, isn't it? I'm going to do my subtraction. 55 minus 45 is 10. So check me out. This number right here is our number in the front, and then it's this over this. So this 15 is the denominator, and the 10, because it's the remainder, is here. Yeah? Now we're going to simplify this again. So I'm going to do this one more time. 3. What number goes into 10 and 15? I think it's 5. So, right? So I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So here's our final answer, right? Step 1, we did step 1. We did step 2, and we did step 3. Let's try the next example, okay? Remember, we're going to use these 3 rules. Here we go. So, example 2. We wrote down what the steps are. Let's use the steps. First step we said we're going to use is we're going to turn this into an improper fraction. And we're going to do this. 2 times 3 plus 1, right? So that gives us 2 times 3 plus 1 is 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7, right? And we're going to keep our denominator of 2. We're going to keep that here. We're going to continue with our multiplication, right? We're going to convert this, aren't we? So 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11, leaving our denominator the same. So this mixed numeral right here converts into this improper fraction. This mixed numeral here converts into this improper fraction, right? Mixed numeral to improper fraction. So what's step 2? I can almost hear you. Multiply straight across, don't we? Multiply straight across, right? And we get 7 times 11 is 77. 2 times 7 is 14. Now this one, I have to admit to you, I actually did, well, let's see, we could, let's simplify this a little bit first, right? 7 goes into both these numbers, doesn't it? And 7 times 11 is 77, so we have 11 here. And 7 goes into 14 twice, doesn't it? So this makes it a lot easier for me, right? If you wanted to, you could skip the step 3 before you do that, and this will work. You could do this, say, okay, Dr. Lindelof, 77 divided by 14, and we could work that out. That works just fine. You can do that. But I decided to simplify first. However, it's still an improper fraction, so we're going to have to divide, right? So remember, it's this divided by this. Every time you have a fraction, it's the top number divided by the bottom number. So here we go. 11 divided by 2, right, is 5, right? 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 11 minus 10 is 1, isn't it? So that gives us, remember, this is the number out front, so this is the 5, right? This is the numeral, and here's the fraction here, and it's 1 over 2, isn't it? See, 1 over the 2, right? So this is the remainder, goes on top of this. We good? So here's our number. Let's do the third one. Now let's see if we can do this without talking about it, right? It's going to do this. 8, 13, 13 eighths, isn't it? 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, 8 sevenths, isn't it? On this one, if you want to, you could cross cancel. You could cross cancel here. 8 goes into itself one time, right? We're cross canceling across here, and we get 13 times 1 is 13. 1 times 7 is 7. If you're going, holy mackerel, what just happened? Don't worry. Go back and do it the way you wanted to do it. I'm just simplifying in advance. So if you wanted to, you could do 13 times 8, which is like 104. And 8 times 7 is 56. So you'd get 104 over 56. And you could do the same division. You're going to get exactly the same answer. But I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do 13 divided by 7. And it just gives us 1, doesn't it? 1 times 7 is 7. 13 minus 7 is 6, isn't it? Is 6. So what's our answer going to be? 1, this is the top number, and 6 sevenths. You like it? Because I think it's actually working out pretty good. Last example. Let's see if we can do it. You're thinking step 1, step 2, step 3, right? All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, there's not even a question here. So let's do this one. 2 and 7 tenths times 1 and 2 ninths. See if you can work it out yourself. So tell me how I got 27 here. I got 27 over 10 here. How did I get that? This multiplication sign is this one. And here I got 11 ninths. How did I do that? Okay, here we go. I'm going to cross cancel again. So tell me how I did this, right? 9 goes into itself, right? Let's see it. 9 goes into itself. What I'm doing is I'm looking at this number here and comparing it to this number here and asking myself, are there any common fractions? And any common factors? And there are. 9 goes into itself once, right? 9 goes into 27 3 times, doesn't it? 3 times. 3 times 11 is 33. 10 times 1 is 10. So let's see what we get here. So step 3, here we go. So tell me how this is step 3. 33 divided by 10. I say it goes in 3 times. 3 times 10 is 30. 33 minus 30 is 3. So check me out here. This is important. This 3 right here comes out to the front, and it's 3. And this is 3 over 10. 3 over 10, just to show you where I got it. This 3 is this 3, and this 10 is this one. We good? Okay. So we did 4 examples. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do.